Welcome to our Friday, October 7, 2016 edition of the Government News Brief. In the news, public health ministers are ensuring health facilities get medical supplies, dismissed Demerara Timber's limited workers to be re-employed or compensated, and youths across the country begin skills training program at the Kurukuru Training Center. Stay tuned for the details. Thank you for staying with us. I am Renetta LaFleur. Here now are the details. Public health ministers are ensuring health facilities have medical supplies, even if this means delivering it themselves. Delicia Haynes has the details.
Minister within the Ministry of Public Health, Dr. Karen Cummins, traveled to Wakenham to hand over much-needed medical supplies to the island's cottage hospital. Delivery of supplies to the hospital is often delayed, even though the hospital would comply with the requisitioning procedures. Doctor in charge of the Wakenham Cottage Hospital, Dr. Dayawan Shivanandan, said that the timeliness of the delivery of supplies is well appreciated. Regional Health Officer for Region 3, Nail Utman, pointed out that there may be some discord and a breakdown in communication between the regional authorities responsible for the dispatch of healthcare supplies and the health facilities in the region. Minister Cummins noted that there is need for regional authorities to pay more attention to areas such as Wakenham. Both ministers in the Public Health Ministry have been traveling to various regions over the past month to ensure health facilities receive the supplies they need. Focus has been placed on remote areas. Earlier in September, Minister Norton delivered medical supplies and drugs to health facilities in the sub-region of Maruka, Region 1. Director of Regional Health Services recently said that the ministry may have to airlift supplies to Isano depending on how long it takes to remove the dredge blocking the Mazaruni River. For the Government News Brief, I am Delicia Haynes.
A new climatological station was commissioned this morning. Kadaki Amsterdam reports on the benefits of this station.
A collaborative effort between the Hydrometeorological Service and the Guyana School of Agriculture has resulted in the commissioning of Guyana's 11th climatological station. Minister of Agriculture Noel Holler says the center is critical to sustained agricultural production.
During the recent drought experienced in 2015-2016, the sector experienced an estimated loss of production from 33,231 acres in rice, sugarcane, cash crops, livestock, and fisheries. This is equivalent to a loss of approximately $4.8 billion. Therefore, it is vital that we enforce measures to mitigate the effects of climate change.
The station is located in the compound of the GSA at Monrepos on the east coast of Demerara. It will be used as a long-term observation center as well as a teaching tool for students of the school. Holder says annually about 120 students would be exposed to practical lessons in meteorology.
This will assist in enabling students to link the theory with practice and be more knowledgeable in reading and recording climate instruments. The instruments will enable the collection of rainfall, air temperature, wind speed, sunshine, and evaporation. The data collected will provide a community opportunity for more focused research in crop production, adaptation, improved resilience, or other suitable interventions.
Holder says the government is committed to resuscitating weather stations around the country, especially in the hinterland region. The Wauna Climate Meteorological Station in Region 1 and the Cato Weather Station in Region 8 are already identified for such interventions. Kidaki Amsterdam for Government News Brief.
Various stakeholders will have an opportunity to input in the preparations for Budget 2017 through consultations being held across Guyana. Here are the details.
Consultations in the preparations for Budget 2017 are being held with various stakeholders across Guyana. Today, members of the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana met with the Minister within the Ministry of Finance, Jaipal Sharma.
It must be a partnership arrangement, and it's important that you have the views and inputs of others. As you know, the Constitution speaks about Article 13, inclusivity, and this, as we see, is part of being inclusive. So we are in the process of compiling the budget, in the process of interviewing ministries and regions and agencies, And so it's a two-pronged approach where you have the ministries and regions position, and then you have the interests of the various private sector body organizations, which are the stakeholders. So they have a view too.
The minister points out that it would be expedient for all stakeholders to meet with the relevant ministries before approaching the finance ministry.
Yesterday I did the unions and GTUC, and they come into finance because they were invited by Minister Jordan to attend this consultation prior to 2017 budget. But after speaking with them, you would have heard that they never spoke to the subject ministry. If you are dealing with labor issues, you need to speak to the Ministry of Presidency, the Department of Management. So also, that is what you're not seeing. They're not speaking to social protection, but they come with a wish list. But you're not speaking to the subject ministry.
The consultations are scheduled for a 2-week period, and Minister Sharma is urging stakeholders to meet with their subject ministries. The National Budget 2017 is expected to be presented on December 5 in the National Assembly. Paul McAdam, Government News Brief.
Demerara Timber's limited workers who were dismissed after a protest may be re-employed or compensated. Find out more from Namila Henry Rowe.
Minister within the Ministry of Social Protection, Keith Scott, says his ministry is in discussions with the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union, GAWU, to decide on the best measures to bring relief to the dismissed workers.
To date, we are aware that the strike took place. We are also aware that they have sent the unions written us about it. Right? My advice is that the union must be given an opportunity to let the process of negotiation start between the employer and themselves.
The minister with responsibility for labor says his ministry bemoans the injustice to workers across Guyana. He says Demerara Timbers Limited should have engaged with GAWU before any dismissals.
When anybody is fired, any company that has a recognized union, the first step is that the union must be engaged. And then, as normally happens, the union would then ask us to have a saving matter, or the employer, or both.
Minister Scott added that following the discussions with the union, if no solution is reached, the ministry will take the necessary steps to have the workers re-employed or compensated. For this Government News Brief, Namila Henry Rowe.
240 youths from across the country this morning began a 10-month skills training program at the Kurukuru Training Center. Details in this report.
So 181 males and 59 females are enrolled for a 10-month youth entrepreneurial skills training program. Youths were selected from all 10 regions and will be stationed at the Kurukuru Training Center on the Linden Highway. They will be trained in carpentry, masonry, electrical installation, plumbing and sheet metal, auto mechanics, joinery, air conditioning, business study, and garment construction. Minister within the Ministry of Education, Nicolette Henry, urged students to take full advantage of the training that they will be provided. She also cautioned them about the challenges they are likely to face.
The journey, however, will have a lot of ups and a lot of downs. Some of you may be tempted to drop out, but let me encourage you to rally to the end. Others have done it before, and so I know that each of you can and should do it.
Assistant Director of Youth Leslie Boyce said a number of initiatives have been implemented to enhance the courses being offered at the Kurukuru Training College, including registering the training center with the Council for Technical and Vocational Training. Meanwhile, students are looking forward to the start of their training.
History is a very complex and interesting course, and I have previous experience in the field, so I want to come here to enhance my skills and experience.
16-year-old Jasmine Fraser comes from Region 3. Her interest is in one of the fields where there are not many women.
Region 3 don't have a lot of furniture stores, so I decided maybe I could go back there and open my own furniture store.
The Youth Entrepreneurial Skills Training Program is one of many programs by government to help nurture young entrepreneurs and craftsmen and women. Isaiah Braffis for the Government News Brief.
Mandel Moore was admitted to the local bar yesterday. What is so exceptional about this newest member of the bar? Find out in this report from Delon Sanko.
Mandel Moore, just 26, got a certificate in legal education from the Uwardin Law School this month. An old student of the East Rumvelt Nursery School, Sacred Heart Primary School, and Central High School, he attended the University of Guyana before moving to Uwardin. Moore is an inspiration to all who comes in contact with him. Extremely friendly, an extrovert, you would not even realize Moore has a physical disability. He is missing the lower half of his left hand. One foot is shorter than the other, so he walks with a severe limp, and he only has 3 toes on his right foot and 1 toe on the left foot. But who is noticing?
It was pretty normal for me. I never felt like I had a disability. Actually, to be honest, the only time sometimes that I remember I have a disability is if I'm walking somewhere and I see my reflection in like a mirror or a glass. That's when I see, and I was like, oh, other than that, I really don't. That's the truth. That's the only time I remember sometimes that I have a disability. But other than that, it was normal for me, normal school life, everything.
While it would seem that being differently able would have its challenges, Moore says it never was, as persons were kind to him, and he would always find himself befriending the bullies. Moore's biggest challenge was at law school, but it was not his physical disability. That never got in the way.
Many nights I wish that I didn't get through. I just wanted to come back home because the assignments and the work, it was too much, and I thought that I couldn't do it, but I prayed a lot, and I studied hard. I just prayed and studied, that's all I did. Despite you may have a disability or any shortcoming, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. To me, all you have to do is work hard and stay close to God.
Mandel Moore will continue to be an inspiration. Delon Sanko for the Government News Brief.
The Guyana Fire Service will be observing Fire Prevention Week, the 42nd observance since the initiation of the week from October 9 to 15, under the theme, Fire Safety, a Collective Responsibility for the Preservation of Lives and Property. The Guyana Fire Service will be hosting a series of events including school fairs, exhibitions, and fire drills to raise awareness on the dangers of fires and the importance of fire prevention. Gina salutes the brave men and women of the Guyana Fire Service who risk their lives to protect citizens. Do take preventative measures to protect yourself, families, and communities from the hazards of fire towards ensuring the safety and fire prevention. We have come to the end of today's edition of the Government News Brief. The details of these and other stories can be found on Gina's website. Gina has an active Facebook page, and we encourage you to visit and like us so you can be informed as the news unfolds. Do join us again on Monday for another edition of the Government News Brief. Until then, I am Renette Lafleur. Do have a great weekend.